Alright, welcome back everybody. We're going to be looking at several videos done by Cazz, by Johnny. I am going to record over my video production software. This is where I've added all my slides and all of Johnny and them's and stuff, and was fixing to make a video, but this is a lot quicker. It's a lot easier for me to do. This is for the building of the Old Country Life map that's fixing to come up. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because it's not much way of adding a voice unless I do a separate recording of a voice over and then putting it in line and trying to line up the videos, and it's a little bit nerve wracking. Plus, I would like to place to kind of stop and start. This is a collaboration, and that's kind of my fault in a good way. I want to see different modding groups working together. Cazz has kind of always been on his own. He's only been doing this for a short amount of time, really, and yet he has his vision on how he likes his maps to look, how he wants them to be. He's done some pretty unique stuff with history and stuff like that built into it, like Hawks Bay and stuff like that, and bringing in old iron gameplay and stuff like that. So he's got a really good handle on what people want. His Facebook page is showing that by the amount of growth that it's getting. Johnny is kind of a master of working with splines. He puts everything on splines. I have one video. Be sure to check out some video footages of a J&J farm map that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. There's some videos where one of them where he was approaching 50 splines. This one, then there's another one 100 splines, and he's showing that kind of what he does in this video as well. And now we've taken the two of them. Basically, Cazz gets the map for a few days, and he does his thing, and then he passes it to Johnny, and Johnny does his thing for a few days, and then they pass it back and forth. And hopefully, I'm going to be getting it here and there, and I should be as it gets a little bit later on, and we'll start taking some inside fly around and looks and see how far along exactly it is, and put it kind of in front and kind of like a gamer's perspective. If you're in the groups or if you're subscribed to Johnny or Cazz's YouTube channels, you can actually see this from their perspective as it's being done. So this is kind of a third perspective of it as it is, and we're going to be doing some more maps together, possibly one of them in my area. I've been talking to them about that. So if you're a map builder, this series is for you. It's work in GE. And if you just want to see maps that's being built as a gamer or just wanting an inside look and be able to weigh in, kind of give your feelings and tell on their Facebook pages and stuff, or my video, please do so, because this is for us as well. So we're going to start this video up, and I'll kind of explain maybe some things I left out along the way. This was all done by Johnny here, this here. I liked how he put my mama's pink ribbon in it, and also he put our states together where they line up as they would in the United States. This is Cazz putting in his junction of a road here and lining up the roads. This is at 4x speed. If you need to slow it down to see the work being done at GE, just go over to the little gears on the YouTube video and select playback speed and slow it down a little bit. But you might want to mute or else I'm going to get really slow and annoying. So here, and yeah, that part will be really weird. Here he's fixing to paint this grass, and that's how they get the grass off the roads, and also to paint the sides of the roads. He's actually going to have to move the tunnel over just a little bit. But I'm fixing to pause it here just a second, because I want this kind of be known. He's lining up the roads right here. He's going to do more painting. before we stop at that part though. Wish we can get a really good view of the border. If one comes up, I'll rewind it enough to be able to see it. Right now it's flying through it pretty fast. But if it didn't, like Cazz says, the videos can get really dry and boring. That's why I said in some of the earlier views before of it that turn on some music or something like that. I paused it because I thought I'd seen something, but as far as the trees and stuff goes, it's fixed to come up here in a second. All right, you can see these trees. It's not one. There's a ton of all these, and it runs the length of the map all the way around the map. If you don't think Cazz is working on these maps, you're wrong. If you think he's just copying and pasting and all that, you're wrong. This right here, he does. He does all these hills. He has to form them. He has to change them. He has to raise and lower every single tree. And you'll see it. Watch when he drops these trees in here. Right here. You'll actually see him moving the trees down. See that? And now he'll bring this one forward and watch him down. Boom. He's done this hundreds, possibly way up into the hundreds of times. This is how, look at all these trees along this path. Just this alone. This is just flat out work. And that's why I wish some kind of people that's critiquing maps would actually see and understand just how much work goes into this stuff. It's mind blowing. So, I mean, before you get too critical, try to be too critical. I'm at a very slow, fast speed. Like I said, pretty soon we'll be able to get inside this map and we'll be able to see this kind of stuff. But I really appreciate Cazz for his hard work. Now, this part I want to try to run back just a second. Don't know how far I need to go back. There it is. Okay, so in this part, he's already done the chickens. If you notice that the building, a lot of the fence is gone, some of the stuff is gone. I think he said he's going to be able to make it to where you can pass through some stuff, but he's basically fixing this up so that it goes to this map. In the past, he worked with JnJ with their free range stuff. This one, he is going into it himself, and he's moving stuff around. You'll see it more on the sheet. Also, Johnny works with a lot of placement mods and stuff like that as well. So he's also fixing to add his touch. Now, as you see, this is an in-game, flat out basic GE version of what we would get for inside the game. And all that stuff's going to get deleted. And the reason why he's doing this, instead of just dropping a mod in there, is he wants to move the triggers around and expand the wool areas and all that kind of stuff. He wants it to fit in this one particular area, which you can't just get with just dropping kind of like a free range in there. And so he's kind of doing this kind of custom on his own on all the animals and stuff this time. I'm hoping one day that he will put his "you can cut my fence down" mod as a placeable too, so we can take free range or this or whatever. We can go any map, anywhere there is our favorite map, drop it in, put the fence around. It actually looks like it belongs to these kinds of animals, and you can have whatever amount of land and stuff that you want to have your placement in them, and it'll be more natural feeling. That's my hopes. So I got his video started back again. Unfortunately, if you're looking down there in the user tribute section, my big head's going to be covering that part. But like I said, these videos are also available on Cazz's as well as Johnny. He's also doing. I've been wanting a map build series to do, and so I've got several in the past from Cazz. I got him to do this, actually showing the work in GE. This is to help future modders out because we need to try to help each other out as much as we can. Nothing but good can come from it, and you're going to see it on this right here. You got two completely different forms and styles of modding. You got Cazz and his way of doing it. Then you got Johnny and his way of doing it. And they're both going to be on this map. Two different Facebook groups, two different modders. Never even had any contact until they met through me and my friendship with them. And now all of a sudden, we're doing a map together in two different styles like editing and way stuff is done. You're going to see one of it with Johnny adding his trees. He does it on a spline. He literally can put in a forest. The video was a little bit faster than when I got it. He said it was kind of 2x or something like that. I dropped it and kind of made it just about a little bit faster. So it's at 4x speed, but even at 4x speed, if I could slow it down a little bit, you still could see how bloody fast he is at dropping in force and stuff. And it's going to look natural because you're going to see a splash of a multitude of different types of trees. It even asked if he wants it in a splash effect. It automatically levels. So there is no raising and lowering. There is no placing down and choosing different types of trees. It does it all, and it does it in a matter of minutes. So this is one of the places that he's fixing to do. Like I said, he wanted bigger wool areas, and he's fixing to give that now. So it's already got the painted in area. All he's got to do is just move it out. So hopefully that's all going to be good. He's also going to test out the buying and the selling of the sheep here in just a second. If you wonder why I'm wearing a hat, I shave my beard and cut my hair off. I do it about once a month. And this way I won't be glaring, looking like the Terminator on the screen. Sees a lot of skin and it goes all metal looking. It's kind of funny. So he's about done. He's fixing to work with guards here in just a second. After he gets done with this initial part. You're going to see a lot of work in these files here, and I'm not going to try to talk too much during these sections in case a modder wants to read it and concentrate on what he's doing. You have to pretty much be a programmer because, I mean, this is no different than really any kind of computer programming. And you have to actually tell it what you want it to do and all that, and know where to copy and paste or enable or disable. It's crazy. He's fixing to paint in a path to it now. Now he's mixed with the guard. I like the guards. I mean, real life, they're great as well. Sometimes animals can be stuck. I've seen animals stuck in videos with them. But in game, I love them. As much as I love a really nice gate, I just soon drive through it. So, I do like the guards. We're getting close now to Cazz's testing the selling of the stuff, the sheep, and buying to make sure that works. So as you can see, it's not messed up. It is working like it should. He's flying around, make sure it looks the way he wants it to, and everything's where it needs to be. This is his testing session. It's mainly with Placeable and the BGA. The Placeable is to sell manure, compost, slurry, digest. And he's testing it. And kind of, you can look a little bit around at the area that really quickly. Hopefully it won't make you too sick. And what this stuff is going to look like. This is a video that he has done for his Facebook group and possibly posted to his YouTube. Yeah, it says manure sales, but it shows him hauling 4 things. And it looks nice. I like his placement. As far as poo goes, it looks nice. He's fixing to start testing his loads now. This is compost. In case my head is covering it up. Probably need to lean a little bit. Trying to block it. If not, trust me, it says compost. Here's manure. Manure. You gotta put that in it for it to be good manure. Alright, time for the liquids. This is slurry. A really nice looking truck. I have not got to use it. Shows the amount that you have in it in digital. Kind of nice. Holds multiple stuff. This one says digestate. And it's supposed to be able to do, I think this is the one supposed to be able to do milk, water, and all that. Of course, in real life, you wouldn't ever do that. So, but for gaming, modding, pretty cool because you can just get it and pick what you want to use it for. Here he's going over to the BGA, so can't really say much about using the same BGA in this one because you can see this one has been modified a little bit. I do not know to what extent that he's going to completely modify it. He does spin around and kind of show that he's done a little bit to it, possibly put a little extra there. He spin. You can just pause. Okay, now we're starting Johnny's. Now I'm gonna remind this. If I slow this video down, you're not gonna see much of a difference. He's doing this at a very fast speed, and he can because basically he's drawing lines. But this is a spline, no different than any other kind of spline, except he's figured out how to do roads, trees, and a little bit of everything else on a spline. There is some advantages to that. With the roads, you don't have a lot of that hits and stuff like that. If you see the interview with JnJ, you'll see, and him talking about that, you don't have that little jump when you're going down the road. But with this, you might get a little glimmer of like something's going on, but it's more of a visually thing. You can see that he's going all the way around this, and this is a really large area. And also, right here, yeah, got it. You can tell he really went nuts with getting it really in tight and different rows. That's going to make it super compact and really dense, and it's going to look so natural. It's not even funny. Remember, he can add as many trees to this as he wants to, and he generally does. And it's when it goes off, when he puts it down, he puts in the value. He tells it if you can see it if you pause it or slow it down if you're a modder. But I've seen it once in one of his videos, and that is on his YouTube page. I've seen it, or at least it was. But he determines the splash, if it's going to be kind of thrown or if it's going to stay in a line. It tells it to auto level, which means no floating trees going up and down. And you've seen Cazz's ways, so Cazz is a lot more work. I mean, tons. And that's not saying that Johnny's isn't work. Johnny's is work because he's put the time in to learn how to do this, and now he's teaching you how to do it. And even if this part here is fast, there's still tons of work that has to be done with maps and then trying to figure out what areas are and where they're coming from. I know on a JnJ map that's coming out soon, y'all be sure to subscribe if y'all want to see when this stuff is coming out. And basically, he had one tree out of thousands of trees that was given an error, so he had to go through and just start deleting all, and he finally found that one that was given an error. So it took him quite a while to find it, but it happens. I mean, stuff just happens. As you see, he has to determine the bow of the lines and everything. And when this goes off, literally when he tells it to place, and if he don't like it, he can also change it, which he does that once in this too. When this goes off, it's going to go off all over the road into the next field. It's going to go cover up paved roads and everything. The splatter effect would be like taking a water balloon and pouring paint in it and hitting a wall with it, and it just go everywhere. And that's what's going to happen. You'll see him after he's done having to delete trees off the road. And yes, it is going fast. Like I said, I apologize for that. If you need to slow it down, slow it down. But I'm trying to take about 2 hours worth of video and get it down to where everybody can enjoy and actually see and learn from this. Like I said, slow down the parts you need to. Right here, he's already got it selected. It's already got it in it, what he wants it to do. If your lines is too far apart, your trees, even though they're kind of splattered, you will see like a racetrack looking thing, and it will kind of make your trees look a little bit wrong. When he crosses up and down like that, I love it because it really fills it in. It kind of busts that up. You see him changing the attributes of how it's going to happen and all that when he does that. I'm going to get ready to pause this. Now he's changing it back. After he does this for a pretty good while, he's going to put in a farm in his style. And like I said, his style is completely different from Cazz's. Cazz likes to be able to breathe. I can understand that. A lot of the people that follows his map don't want no issues with hired workers. So there isn't always a lot of trees, but there is more now than what it used to be. and now it's going to be an explosion of trees, especially in this section because, like I said, with Cazz, you got more enough room to grab grass, take care of your livestock. You got plenty enough room for your hired help to know where to turn around. You really don't need course play at all that I have found with his stuff. Right there. You can see these trees, they're all in this highway. They went across the road. They covered this road here. They're over in the field. And now he has to delete all those that splattered. But anyway, Johnny, he makes the fields go right up next to the trees. You are going to have to trim them out a little bit. I like that. That's kind of how it is in my area, but not like in all areas of Kentucky. You take like Missouri where he lives or Kentucky where I live. Landscape and farming styles can change differently across our own state and sure across our own country. And it would be a combination of his style and Cazz's style as well. So that's another reason why I love this collaboration. And if you want to be a part of something like this, or maybe even getting involved with these guys and stuff, and you're pretty good map modder and you're along the ways and stuff, and you're making your own maps, possibly you can even jump in as well one day. I'm going to try to pause this one more time. I just noticed something. Okay. You remember what I said about Cazz doing one tree at a time? This is Cazz and his hard work. One tree at a time. All the way around this map, just like you've seen before. Much respect to Cazz. I mean, he's working his rear off. And hopefully with them working together where Cazz gets it a while and he gets it for a while, this will take some of that work off of Cazz. And then the time we all collaborate and share ideas and all that kind of stuff, it's going to add more stuff to these maps. Like I said, there's a map I'm wanting done of this area. It would possibly be a 16x according to Johnny to get everything in it. Kind of laughed first time I seen this. I said Johnny was kind of playing around a little bit, but it works. I mean, you don't have to be spot on. As long as it's covered and got the right splatter effect. And then he's got to go back and delete all the ones that overshot everywhere. So, but the one I'm wanting to do, if you've been watching my channel, Johnny did one where he incorporated the American Indians in it. He asked me what I thought, and I said it needs something kind of like the Trail of Tears, only not so horrible. Would love to see that because American Indian is part of Johnny's life, along with what else was it that it was? I think Scottish. I done forgot now. But and Cazz had his earthquake, so I wanted, and also a lot of his childhood. So for the map of my area, I told them some things I would like to have added to it, to add some history and stuff like that to it, and to give the map more life and meaning, give it a story. But hopefully, if they be able to work together, then I not only think it could be pulled off, I think it would be amazing. It would definitely be a map I would want to play because it would have a kind of a personal meaning for me and people around my area. Now is when he's going to be able to farm. He actually types it in there. I didn't see it my first time through. And you're going to see just how tight he makes it up next to the trees. Here we go. And he likes doing fields kind of like on an angle and stuff. So you're going to have a little bit of a different feel here. Really like it how it can just not only be a square, but it can be bent and folded over and everything else in the world to kind of get the field line the way you want. Now, as soon as he paints the field in or whatever it is they do, this part actually helps get the edges of the field or whatever it is. I know just enough about map modding to not know anything at all. But he's fixing to do that next. And this is just bloody fast, too. I mean, it is fast. This part here is really not much different than Shane's method I've seen. Uh, just he's got his a little bit more of an angle, and like I said, when he does the trees, it'll really be uh, blanketed around in trees, and you will have to trim it out before you turn your workers loose. Again, you can see, look at all these trees along the edges of the map. I mean, even at high speed, you can see all these trees around the edges of the map. That's going to be your inlet to the field. So look at all these trees. You can't count them. I can sit here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Cazz's work. You know, he did these individually, and it's just I hope that's really relaxing and something that he he wants to do, cause yeah, all these has to be painted, all these rock facings and the level and all that. He did it all the way around the mount. Even if he copied and pasted some of them, that's still a lot of work. Trying to get it all lined up and the right height and all that kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff. This is why I wish more map modders would work with me. I would love to showcase the amount of work that's being done. It gives to me, it gives the map makers a whole new level of respect, because all people can do is just be critical, and I don't want that. I want them to actually be able to look at a map and go, "Wow, man, that takes a long time to do that," and pretty simple, It's just map modders is just pretty cool people that puts the work in, so that we can just sit back and be critical or be happy that we got something. So it's pretty awesome, guys. Johnny is just about done. And he is working in this part. So that is going to be the end, as it says, end. So it's not really much more to say. I'm really thankful for everybody that got to come along on this journey with me. I'm so thankful to Johnny and Cazz for letting me to record it. And yeah, I can't wait to get inside and kind of add to some of these. There will be more. And I'll be showing some of my inside, flying around and taking a look at stuff. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're, like I said, a map maker and you want to reach out and have yours done this way, and possibly get involved with some other like-minded map makers and kind of showcase your talents and stuff, reach out. I'm sure we can all have a sit down. And if you're just in here like a gamer like I am and want to appreciate good hard work, I hope you enjoy. Be sure to stay tuned. There's going to be more videos to come. As they come in, we will do more. So be sure to like, share, subscribe. Take care and have fun, everybody.